2 weeks because of the snowstorm. We'll get started with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. They're renovating upstairs, and so our cords were unplugged. We didn't have power. And
Almost took his eye out with the flagpole. Okay. So, first up, approval of the minutes from February 14th.
Make the motion to approve.
Okay, we have a motion from Tom. Is there a second?
Second.
Second from Cassie?
Do I
Yep,
turn this
and
on?
we'll do a roll call. Tom?
Yes.
I'm a yes. Cassie?
Yes.
April?
I'll abstain because I was not here.
Okay, Hillary?
Yes.
Bruce?
Yes.
And Matt?
Yes.
Okay. Disclosure of conflict of interest. Does anybody have a conflict with any of the votes that they're going to take tonight?
I do work for Colby, but I don't think that presents a conflict of interest.
Okay.
And I always disclose that my husband works for Colby. I don't see that as a conflict of interest, but if anyone has a problem with it, they can let me know.
Does anyone have a problem with that? Okay, moving on. Colby College is requesting final plan review for 328 space parking lot to be constructed off Senior Drive.
Let me in, then I'll open that file.
Your name?
Dale?
Yeah.
Royce, I registered already, so. you'll be all right. I'm hoping.
Tom, would you mind just recording my motion and second? Thank you. Would you like a printed copy?
Yeah, thank you.
So it said you declined to be promoted to panelist. I'm going to try again.
I didn't know that was possible.
There we go.
Good to see you all again.
Hi, Dale.
Nothing has changed since I last saw you on the plans, with the exception of, per Ann and Andy's request to expand the parking lot sizes. So we grew those to 9 feet instead of 8. They need
Okay.
to be 8.5, but I made them 9. And since then, we've done the letter to the abutters on February 21st. Newspaper ad went in on the 22nd. And I believe Ann has done it again since because of our snow event.
Yep.
And re-notify.
Yep. City engineer has signed off, the utilities have, and that's the update that you had asked us to do, and pretty clean and simple.
Pretty good. Have you started the earthwork or?
We just started clearing trees,
Nice.
and that's because DEP would like us to do it sooner than later, like we talked last time, just
Yep.
for, otherwise than that.
And did you have to get a DEP permit? I can't remember.
We have a
for-
letter that we sent to Andy and Ann on, I got on March 7th, I sent it that day or the day after.
Okay.
It's in process, DEP so far behind, but I have it in writing, and they have it as well, that we can continue.
Okay. It shouldn't hit those daily trips really, except for a couple times though, would it, Ann?
Daily
Like
trips.
Like it won't hit, you're not gonna get like 70 daily trips.
Oh,
on
God,
that.
no, 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 no,
Yeah.
no, no.
So, except for like maybe on move-in day or, you know.
This is gonna be a satellite lot.
Yeah.
So when cars park there, they'll basically, not all of them, but 85 to 90% will be stationary for long periods of time.
Yeah. Okay. I guess we can move along to findings and facts unless anybody has anything that they would like to add.
Just a quick question.
Okay, Bruce. Sorry,
Thanks.
I can't see you on the screen right now, so go ahead.
Right. I was just curious, and I'm sure it's in there, but what's the timing on this again, like for completion expected?
Like I said, we just started clearing trees today, and the whole thing will be online by the middle of August.
And the students coming in will be very happy, I'm sure.
And thus you will too.
Thank you for that info.
Absolutely.
I had a question.
Yes.
So you said abutters were notified? Did anybody reach out and say anything?
Not to me.
Not to
Okay,
me
Ann?
either.
Okay,
No.
great, thanks so much.
Great. Any other comments? Okay, we'll move on to findings and facts. In the interest of time, I'm just going to read the number. Dale, do you have the sheet in front of you?
I do.
Awesome. So for number 1, true or false?
True.
Yep, and we have the letter from the city engineer.
Yep.
Number 2, true or false?
True.
Good. Number 3.
True.
Number 4.
True.
Number 5.
True.
Number 6.
True.
Number 7.
True.
Number 8.
True as well.
Number 9.
True.
And the conditions attached are, you may begin the project during the DEP protection application review at the risk of, to the college. Anything else planning board members would like to add? Okay, well, I'll entertain a motion to accept the findings and facts.
I'll make the motion to approve.
I'll move.
Okay,
Second
so
it.
a move from Tom and a second from Bruce. And we'll do a roll call. So Tom?
Yes.
I'm a yes. Cassie?
Yes.
April?
Yes.
Hillary?
Yes.
Bruce?
Yes.
Matt?
Yes.
Awesome.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Dale requested that we just take a break for just a minute to sign the plans. while
Oh,
we're
yep.
doing it.
Okay,
So
a quick,
recess.
Okay. Well, we can sign this down there too.
You're supposed to use black ink per the.
Sam has black.
Does somebody have a black pen?
I think you have
or
black.
can I-
Next up, we have Ware Butler requesting rezoning for Res D to contract zone CZD Commercial A for 74 Pleasant Street. You want to give us an update, Alan? And yeah.
So, hi there.
Hi, Alan.
Alan Orcutt here from Ware Butler. Thanks for having me back. Yeah, so I think we got some of the details ironed out since our previous meeting. So thanks for everybody's support for that. Still looking to try to get the contract zoning process to be approved so we can move forward to utilizing the office space that's there. And as far as an update on, we've heard loud and clear that, we're going to work really hard to try our best to find a win-win outcome for the church itself, even though this matter doesn't directly address that. And we've had a few meetings with some developers. Those aren't necessarily giving us the answer, but we want to keep that good faith effort going. Had a good discussion with Claude Frank from the Historical Society, and we'll keep the doors open to try to find a win-win solution for the church itself. But in the meantime, we're sort of still in the same spot, hoping to be able to use that existing space in the rectory for some offices. So happy to answer any questions anybody might have.
Yeah, so I think our best course of action is to sort of look over the memo that Anne has sent us and go through that, since we did hear extensive public comment in the last meeting. I don't want to keep everybody's time rehashing what we've already heard. So, and then if anybody has anything to add with that memo, I think that would be appropriate. And then this would go back to the city council
Right.
again, Alan.
Understood.
And 2 votes there.
Understood.
So, did Ware Butler get a copy of the memo?
Yes.
But I can give you paper.
Okay. I think we all have a paper copy. So I guess I'll just kick it off with planning board members. Do you have any amendments that you'd like to make to the memo to start? I mean, okay, I'll start then. In the beginning, and if we could please change the March 28th to say February 14th, because I do want it to note that we had that public meeting as well for the record and for the city council, and the vote on that date. And then, we can just do a quick summary underneath that of the vote for tonight's meeting with the memo, I think. Would be important. So that kind of just gives the history. Ware Butler currently does operate an office at 5 Middle Street, 72 Pleasant Street, the existing white office building, and that was contract zoned last year. Just summarizing this for everybody. Ware Butler wishes to make 2 distinctive uses of the property. They want to have the former rectory to house the corporate offices for Ware Butler, and the existing driveway and parking area off Pleasant Street will be used for access in conjunction to the office use. On the next page, we have our conditions that we talked about in the last meeting. One thing that stands out to me here, Anne, is in the conditions, I think we said that it's only an emergency exit on to Pleasant Street, and I remember talking about that in the,
Yeah, it's the
But
bullet
on-
number 3.
yeah, but on bullet number 2, it says to use the existing driveway off of Pleasant Street for access to parking.
I'm sorry, where?
On the first page, it says the existing driveway and parking area off Pleasant Street will be used for access and parking in conjunction with office
Oh,
use.
okay, I got it.
Yeah.
And we would put some signage up just to reflect emergency use only, not employee access.
Yeah, I think just to like clarify with the comprehensive plan, the main portion of that and the history of that is not bogging down Pleasant Street anymore. And I think with the rerouting of some of the traffic from Elm Street and Main Street to Pleasant Street in that intersection, it is getting busy. So
Yep.
that is pretty important, in my opinion.
Agreed?
And then in the section standards for rezoning, this basically goes through the comprehensive plan, and how the comprehensive plan supports the rezoning. And I guess clarification from you, is the council looking for us to put what things in the comprehensive plan would not support the rezoning? Because I'm a little confused about that.
Oh, I wrote the memo as though. Oh, sorry. Oh, it is on. I wrote the memo as though you all were going to vote in favor of this, which
Right.
you ultimately did. So I don't know if you're.
We didn't all vote in favor of it.
I'm sorry?
Well, the board did vote in favor of,
Okay, I see what
to
you're saying.
move it
Yeah,
forward.
okay.
But I'm confused because Counselor Frankie had mentioned in the meeting that his concern was that in the memo didn't call out that in the comprehensive plan, offices are not allowed on Pleasant Street. And to me, it seems like it's not the job of the planning board's recommendation to call out the reasons why it wouldn't, right? Because that would
Okay.
be like the Supreme Court saying why
Okay.
all the reasons the Constitution
If you look at.
prohibits something rather than allows something.
If you look at page 4, under number 2, A is office, and it says that they're allowed in some portions of
Okay.
the residential
I just don't
zone.
want them to
So
send
it is addressed.
Okay.
I think, is Counselor Frankie? Online. I think that what he was saying is that the planning board voted but did not discuss the reasons
Okay.
that are in this memo.
Okay.
So I think as long as we discuss that.
Yeah, I mean, in the memo that he had sent us, it was like clearly calling out that, so I just want to make sure it's addressed. And
Yeah.
we don't keep sending this back and forth. Like some
So
sort
just
of
to clarify,
bureaucratic cycle.
Just to clarify for anybody who doesn't know what we're talking about, the residential D zone is unique in the Waterville's zoning ordinance, then that Pleasant Street is zoned residential D, but it specifically prohibits offices on Pleasant Street, even though it's in the residential D zone. And our city solicitor said that's very odd and out of the ordinary, but that's what it is. So I think Councilor Frankie was saying that this does not show that offices are allowed on Pleasant Street, but they are allowed in the residential D zone.
Okay. Any discussion on section 1, consistency with the city's growth management comprehensive plan strategy? Okay. Section 2, establishes rezoned areas that are consistent with existing and permitted uses in the original zone, and this is the part that we were just discussing. Any additions that anyone would like to add to that?
So I don't know that I have an addition, but that is what I do want to discuss, though.
Okay, yeah, Hillary.
Okay, so, I mean, I am looking at residential D, and this is what we're talking about. It prohibits professional offices, right?
The residential D zone prohibits office. Sorry, the residential D zone prohibits offices on Pleasant Street, but the residential D zone allows offices. And Bill Lee's comment on that was that it's a judgment call. This is the way our zoning is set up is out of the ordinary, and he said it was a judgment call.
Right, right. So if I'm looking at the zoning ordinance, that's section 5.43B, is that right? Professional offices and occupations except for properties abutting Pleasant. Is that right?
I'm sure.
Yes.
I'm sure you're right if you're looking right at it. I'm not there right now.
Okay.
Right, so, but if you read the language that I wrote on the bottom of page 4, office, given that professional offices are allowed in portions of the RD zone, the planning board found that the proposed office use of the property is consistent with existing and permitted uses in the original zone. So,
Like the vet's office is on Pleasant Street. There,
your vet's office,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, that was before that
right, but there's
comprehensive
precedent
plan,
though, right? So, I mean,
Well, yeah,
because
but
it's a judgment call,
But you've
and we're
also
still
already.
maintaining the exterior of the building as a residential building. That's, in my opinion, fits.
But precedent doesn't supersede ordinances. I mean, that's sort of my issue.
But
Right. No, and I
yeah,
understand.
and you
I-
can make
and
that judgment. yeah.
I understand that. I'm just saying that in legal terms, precedent doesn't supersede an ordinance. So I understand, I just want to be clear on what I'm looking at.
Okay, but you're also supposed to look at existing uses, and the city has just revised the zoning to allow their office that's abutting, and the white office building.
Okay. Okay.
Also in terms of,
Tom,
also in terms of existing use, like that rectory's been, the building's been vacant for a while, but rectories, the Catholic Church are often used as offices in addition to a place where clergy and members of the church live. So there's some office functions that occur in a rectory.
do you want to add anything to that extent to the memo? I don't think
yeah,
we
we-
need to
we-
go to back and forth and who
Yeah.
thinks what. At this point, we
Yeah.
really hashed that out in the last meeting, unless April has something she wants to hash out. But, and in the interest of time, we have a lot of stuff and a lot of people here, so
I would
I
just
don't
say,
want to
I
keep digging up the same
Yeah,
things we've been through.
wanted to add
but-
something. I'd say
yeah.
that a rectory, as part of Sacred Heart, would have included some office function in that building, some office use.
That's a great point, Tom. Thank you.
This may not be here nor there, but thinking about Pleasant Street and where it might be headed in the future, I mean, something's gonna have to happen to George Mitchell, right? As far as it being, that's what I need.
Yeah.
Yeah, the other school, not George Mitchell. Okay. So, I mean, Pleasant Street, I don't know, just that might be the direction that Pleasant Street is headed in.
Churches, a vet's office, Alvarez Hall School.
Yep, I'll let, decorum, please. Thank you. So, did you get Tom's addition?
Would you trust me to wordsmith this
Yes.
in the morning, and I'll send it all to you before I send it to the
Yep.
city council?
Great, thank you. Thank you, Ann.
I mean, and, I opposed this in the last meeting, and I think my position stands, but I do agree that there is a situation in that block, and I think that the council should clarify what they want that zoning to look like. And instead of just I say this basically every time, instead of just continuing to contract zone parcel by parcel by parcel, I think the comprehensive plan and the council need to discuss what they think the vision for that area is, and it should be in an ordinance, like for the whole area. And if the council wants that to be more commercial, then that is an option. But it doesn't make sense to keep piecemealing this every single time. So I don't know if we can add that as a suggestion, like, can we have some sort of plan for this area? If what was happening in the last comprehensive plan, where we didn't want businesses on Pleasant Street for reasons of traffic and all of that, no longer stands, then that should be addressed right now while they're making a new comprehensive plan, right?
Yeah, that wasn't actually discussed in the comprehensive plan. That was, the zoning was revised well before that, but I understand
But
what
it
you're
is
saying.
laid out in the comprehensive plan, right? So, the current one.
That there shouldn't be offices
I
on
thought that
Pleasant
it
Street?
says specifically something about offices, I don't know.
It's in the zoning ordinance, but
I don't know. I've been up since 4. I'm tired. But, yeah. I think that they need to look at the zoning of that area.
Okay.
If they have a different plan for it, I don't know where Butler's goals are for expansion in that area, but maybe we all need to come together and have a comprehensive discussion to just, decide this rather than picking and choosing. Let's create a vision so that residents aren't blindsided and coming back meeting after meeting to air the same grievances over and over.
If I could add, we'd be
Yeah.
happy to be proactive and be part of that discussion as well, whether it's with the city or you guys
Yeah.
or the planning board or the historical, society. I mean, for us, we've heard you loud and clear, and we do think there's probably a good answer there. If I could just add, we're going to celebrate 100 years in that location with Ware Butler. It's still we made the decision. It's our headquarters. We're committed to that. It predated the church. Church was built in 28. And both of those, the rectory and the church, have been vacant since 2006 or 2011, maybe the rectory. So again, we don't have any business expansion plans beyond just being able to have our folks have reasonable office efficiencies and with the building, but we will continue good faith efforts to respect the concerns of housing and also try to find a solution for the church and that whole property.
Yeah, I have no problem with the retail space or
Yeah.
the lumber, I live right there. I have no problem with any of it. It's just, I think we need to be upfront and have an actual plan.
Come up with a plan.
Come up with a plan. Come up with what do we think this should look like? Where should the exits be? Where should the entrances be? How is this going to impact the flow of life of the area? I think that that's really important. And
Agreed.
instead of just continuing to contract zone and then it doesn't go together cohesively, let's really, really work towards something, a vision that everybody can be happy with. I think it's really important.
Agreed.
Bruce?
Yes, thank you. And I agree with what you've said, Samantha, although I do think that, this is before us, obviously, and we can't, continue to have somebody wait while other, the suggestions you made could take quite a while. So I think those are great suggestions, and hopefully somebody will deal with that. But I think as people come for us, like the Ware Butler, and if somebody comes in a couple weeks, we have to continue to make those decisions. And I can say, as long as I've been on the planning board, I think about 7 years, we've been talking, or the council has talked about reviewing ordinances, but there's been nobody that has sat down and, formed a committee to do it. And I will also say, as soon as they, change all the ordinances or change the comprehensive plan, the next week or a month later, something will come up that that is maybe not totally what somebody didn't think about. And we have to continue to meet and talk about things and reach compromise and address issues that may not have been in the plans in the past. Doesn't mean So I just think things change over time, and we as members here, have to address those changes in a professional way, in a, systematic way, and I think we do a pretty good job of it in listening to the concerns of residents. But again, any plan that is put into place tomorrow is going to be probably changing in the, soon afterwards.
Just
So, and
Sorry,
again, I
just to-
think we have to address what's before us.
Just to clarify, Alan, I'm not saying that you should wait longer. I'm saying as a suggestion on the memo for next step for city council, maybe all of us sitting down, or representatives from different groups, the historical group, Ware Butler, comprehensive plan, whatever it needs to be, or whatever the council thinks, should sit down and look at it. What's a vision for this? How should the entrances look? How can we make this a cohesive project for everybody, What can we use this for? What's it gonna look like if we add on, if we build, if we, whatever, So I'm not saying to delay the vote in any way.
Understood for me, and would be happy to be proactively part of
Yeah.
that, so.
Any further?
Yeah, I didn't think you did either, Smith. I just wanted to clarify.
Okay,
as well.
yeah, I'm absolutely not saying to kick the can down the road any further. I think that,
I don't,
Oh.
what you said was good.
yeah, it's been plenty of time and discussion. Yeah, I think you're fine.
Happens over and over again.
Any further discussion from members of the public? We've kind of gone through the,
Well, I actually have another question
yes, Bruce.
for Alan. For Alan, you may be, yeah. So I wanted to clarify how many employees you expect to have in the building.
Could you repeat that? How many employees we have in the building, or we expect to have in the rectory?
Yes.
Okay, so right now we have 6 that we're planning to move over there, which will take some doubled up folks in the other building and allow them to be a little bit more efficient. So instead of 3 in an office, we'll go down to 2. And so, but it's basically 6 that will move over there for now.
Okay, and to clarify, these people these employees are already in the area working.
Yes, they're already
So there
in our
won't be-
other office, doubled and tripled up, which I was able to show Counselor Frankie, and so he could get a sense of what we're asking for. So yes, they're already in the
Right.
other building, the former administrative building, our main church admin building now.
Right. So there's no additional impact traffic-wise, really.
Technically, there isn't. That's correct.
Thank you. And then lastly, I'll just say and I mentioned it last meeting, I'm very happy that you have chosen Waterville to have your corporate office. I think it's wonderful for our area, and I appreciate you working with us. You've accommodated our concerns, neighbors' concerns, and we really appreciate it, and I'm sure the neighbors appreciate your help in these addressing the issues. Thanks very much.
Yeah. Thank you. You're welcome.
Alan, do you guys hope to put everybody in one office at some point?
At some point, that
Yeah.
would be ideal. So one of our conversations with Kevin Bunker from Developers Cooperative, he was one of the folks we're working with, was how to figure out a solution that maybe helps some of the residential things, but create some opportunity for us to accomplish a little bit of an upgrade that we had planned for the primary office that was there.
white
So,
building?
Yeah, maybe, we don't have that firm, but that's certainly an ideal possibility for us.
Good. And the parking lot, still just planning on having it parking, no expansion of
Right, correct.
lumberyard?
Correct.
Okay. Any other comments? Okay, so we will vote on sending this memo to council. So,
I'll make a motion, we send it to council.
okay,
I'll
I'll
second.
second that.
okay. Matt, we'll do Matt and Bruce.
Okay.
When you're not in person, it's hard to, be the first. All right, we'll do a roll call. So, Tom?
Yes.
I am a yes. Cassie?
Yes.
April?
Yes.
And Hillary?
Yes.
So,
Did they vote?
oh, sorry, Bruce.
What?
Sorry, I'm sorry. 4 a.m. Bruce?
No, that's all right. Yes.
And Matt?
Yes.
Great. So Anne, if you could just make those changes and send it along to us, and
Yes.
we will be good. Thank you. Thank you, Alan.
Samantha, just,
Yes.
you did offer public input, correct? And nobody came forward?
Yeah. Does anybody in the public want to comment? I feel like I said that. Didn't I say that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure. I don't want to have to move back here again.
Well,
'cause
we
missed
already
something.
took like 2 hours of public comment on this too, which is what Anne wrote the memo. So I was just looking for any
I
additional
realized
people in
that,
the-
but I just wanted to, because you
Yeah.
said something, I just want to make sure if anybody was online, they had that opportunity. So, good, thank you.
Okay, number 5. Walmart is requesting a review for revisions to a previously approved site plan.
Yes. I'm Matt Davis. I'm with WD Partners. I'm not real sure how to get my site plan up there
Can you do that, Hillary? Thank you.
because I've see if we can get this to work. Yes.
Would you mind? Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Let's see if it gets up here.
Matt, would you like to have a paper copy of the findings of fact? Or you got-
If you've got an extra copy, that would be great. If you've got a copy, that would be great. Thank you. All right, there we go. Yeah, basically what they're looking to do is add a 4,500 square foot addition to the building for their online grocery pickup service. Where they've currently got their canopy and parking now for that service will actually be removed, and as you can see on the top part of the screen, that section will be removed. The parking will then be relocated out into the field just across the drive from that for the pickup, and then the addition would be added onto the side of the building. Basically, the service has grown to a point where they can't sustain it in the existing space they're using, so they're looking to add on to it. Again, relaying out and restriping the parking for that additional grocery pickup service, adding quite a few more spots than what they currently have, and that's what they're looking to get approval on to move forward with this project.
Great, thank you. Any questions from the planning board?
I have a question.
Yeah.
On the lower slide, the proposal,
Yes.
there's a free-form black outline. It has like a spur that goes over those parking spaces. What is that line? What does that represent? It's like a perimeter.
You talking about this here?
Well, no, if you move outward, there's
At
surrounds.
the, right up,
Yes.
Oh,
up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's just to designate, that's just a bubble around the drawing just to designate the area that's going to be impacted
Okay.
Oh,
with the change, is all that's for.
Why is there a change on the right-hand side? That spur that sticks out.
It,
What is?
The hook.
Yeah, the hook.
that
is
little
this
hook.
right here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe that is an additional parking, lot lighting,
Okay.
Oh,
or a redo there. I'm just trying to,
yeah.
I apologize, trying to
Black
zoom
dot.
in there so I can see it a little better, but, not doing very well with that either. Hold on. Let's see if we can pull this in here. Yeah, that's the proposed new lighting heads for the, for additional lighting in that area of the parking.
I also see to the right of that, where the islands are at the end of the parking stalls, there's a black line with a black dot. Are they changing the design of the islands at the end of those rows of parking?
Right down here,
Looking for your mouse.
right down in this.
Yeah, those three. Yeah, what is?
This is actually just new graphics on the pavement, painted stop bar and the word stop painted onto the pavement.
There's no physical change, it's just a graphical.
No, it's just
Okay.
graphic, yeah, and unfortunately, that's the issue is when we blow it up to this size or shrink it down to this size, it becomes a blob instead of actual word that says stop.
What's the timeline for this?
I'll be perfectly honest with you. I think it is as soon as possible.
Okay.
I don't have that particular information with me right at the moment, but we can get that to you for sure.
Any other questions? Anybody online? Okay, any members of the public here?
Hi, I'm Jacob Runaway. I'm just wondering, what's this going to do to the tax value per acre for this? Because if it goes down, it's going to be against the interest of the public to be able to fund city infrastructure and things like that.
Well, none of us are tax assessors, but you're putting an addition on the building, so typically that increases the value,
Yeah,
I would think.
I would think that that's going to cause it to go up some
Yeah.
because of the additional square footage of the building itself, but.
But if you're adding in more. But if you're adding in more parking, that's gonna mean you're gonna have more underdeveloped land. That's gonna cause the overall value of it per acre to go down, not up.
Well, we're not actually adding any additional parking. We're just restriping what's existing, what's currently there. We're actually reducing the number of parking spaces because of the pickup service itself.
Okay.
So it actually takes up the same space that's out there. There's no additional parking being added, no additional pavement being added to it.
Yeah, the addition's kind of going into the parking,
Yeah,
the existing parking
yeah.
area.
Everything is happening within the already non-pervious area.
I thought he had said that he was going to be adding in more parking spaces as well. Never mind.
Any other questions? Great, we'll move on to findings and facts. So number one, will not result in undue water pollution on or off site. True or false?
True.
Number two, sufficient water available for the reasonable foreseeable needs of the development.
True.
Number three, will not cause unreasonable soil erosion or reduction in the capacity of the land to hold water.
True.
Number four, the development will not cause unreasonable highway or public road congestion.
True.
Number five, the development will provide for adequate solid waste disposal.
True.
Number six, the development will not cause an unreasonable burden on the ability of the municipality to dispose of sewage.
True.
Number seven, the development will not have undue adverse effects to the scenic or natural beauty of the area.
True.
Number eight, the development is in conformance with zoning.
True.
Number nine, the developer has adequate financial and technical capacity to meet the above standards.
True.
And then there are conditions attached from the fire department. Did you have a chance to look at those?
I'll be honest no, I have not had a
Okay.
chance to.
All right, that's fine. So prior to construction, the proposed building expansion shall be submitted to Waterville Fire Department to review in compliance with the public safety ordinance. And the general life safety review has to be conducted
Yeah.
by the fire department. An assigned project manager shall be available to conduct periodic walkthroughs with the deputy fire chief and police chief for emergency response should anything happen on the site. Walmart will provide a fire alarm master box directly tied to the municipal fire alarm system to aid in early emergency notifications.
Yep.
Pretty
Not
general.
a problem. Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty standard.
great. Any further discussion? Okay, I will entertain a motion to accept the findings and facts.
Second. Oh, a motion.
Okay,
I'm sorry. Got so excited.
Second.
so motion from
Second.
Hillary and a second from Cassie. And we will do a roll call. So Tom?
Yes.
I'm a yes. Cassie?
Yes.
April?
Yes.
Hillary?
Yes.
Bruce?
Yes.
Matt?
Yes.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Number 6, Ken Walsh is requesting an approval for revisions to a previously approved subdivision at 30 Clearview Avenue. And if you don't mind trying to pull that one up to Hillary, I would appreciate it.
Are you on the Zoom?
I am not, no.
No, I'm saying,
He's right
No,
here.
I'm not. I'm right here.
you're asking me to pull up the plan?
Yeah.
Oh, that's gonna take a while.
Tom.
Oh, okay. Maybe I can get on the Zoom.
I'm sorry, I neglected to ask you to bring a laptop so you could show your plan. So they're trying to find it to pull it up for you.
Okay. I have another plan that I could show.
Well,
That's
Well, we have people
Yeah,
that are
I know.
online, unfortunately. Okay. Am I a participant? Panelist, okay. Yeah. So.
so Ken, I can have this,
You did. I got it later on.
this is a draft and they'll revise it as they see fit. Okay. Conditions on
Yes. Sorry, I was not prepared for this. And my PDF is blank. You don't have to believe me. There's nothing there.
I don't know why that didn't.
Yeah.
Is Hillary trying to pull?
Can you share it then?
I don't have to share it. I have the one from that you sent on the second. It's the most recent one.
Can you forward it to my email or something? No, just to the
Maybe
city.
we could borrow a laptop from the city for future meetings, maybe.
Well, do you have the plan? You can share it.
I'm just suggesting in the future, maybe we have the city.
No, I've
give us a
asked,
laptop.
I've asked for a laptop and they don't have any extra ones, right? They keep going to the police department, but I should have asked Ken to bring his.
Well, I think we should be able to supply the
All of the
Material.
developers have brought laptops except for Ken and I didn't.
It's really not a big. It's really not a big deal. It's hard to do on an iPad, and I didn't realize I needed to do it. So everything's gonna be okay.
right. I agree.
It's just a lot
I
easier
agree.
when someone that's already online, not running the meeting.
Should I
Right.
send it to Hillary? Would it be easier?
It really would not be.
No?
can't figure out how to. Let me see if I can.
Have a safe
Is
trip
it
home.
possible for you just to send it to my city email? Thanks.
Can I borrow your laptop?
Thank you. To the city one? Thank you, Garvin. All right. Yeah, it doesn't show up for me from that, so I don't know. It's fine. I'll figure this out.
We can also do it the old-fashioned way and look at a paper copy if people want to stand
Yeah,
around and look
it's-
at a paper
it's
copy.
I just. Okay. It's like, it just like doesn't, there, it's just so weird on this.
Unsplit your screen.
I'm
Oh, there it
trying, yeah. It's really weird on an iPad.
Yeah, I know.
All right, Ken. All right. So we'll try to, yeah, we're gonna have to make the best of this. It's like upside down on the iPad,
Yeah, that
whatever.
works.
So,
Thank you. Sorry for the delay. If I knew,
No,
I'd
it's not-
I'd bring
it's
my.
not your fault.
So, let me tell you a little backstory real quick. I live right here, Suzanne and I, and this property was up for sale. Bill Mitchell had it, and obviously I was looking for a buffer behind my house, and I was really just looking for a strip. And Bill said, you have to buy the whole parcel. You know how that goes. So I bought the whole thing, and with the intention of splitting it in half, which I had worked with Bob Knowlton and Broken Stone. And the second part, which is I think 3B, is the part that we eventually will work on selling. But right now, 3A is what we're keeping.
so just for everybody, it's pointing, that's 3B
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
This is 3A.
This is my house.
This is where Ken lives, in case anybody wants to go over for dinner
Anytime.
or batting practice.
Batting practice.
Yeah, pretty straightforward. Did we figure out the whole easement thing?
Well, you know, and that's one of the reasons why I split the property. The way it
You
is.
changed the,
Yeah, so the easement is all on one parcel.
Okay.
Which is 3B.
yeah.
And
that's smart.
whoever buys it in the future, if they want to buy it, they're going to have to deal with whatever they want to do with that easement or connection.
Yeah, no, the sewer district in the city, and if you look at the conditions of approval, the sewerage district and the city engineer both recommended that you, before you sell the lot, grant an easement to the property owners that actually are hooked up to that sewer line.
So I grant the easement.
So you grant the, Bob Knowlton knows how to do that.
Okay, I will do that,
Okay.
as
But
long
it's
as my.
not
re-
on your- It won't be on your land, so that'll be good.
Right.
If it breaks, it won't be on your land.
That, well, that's
Yeah.
why I divided it
That's
up.
what, yeah, very
Yeah.
smart.
Yeah.
Yeah, so only you have to create the easement, makes it a lot.
Yeah,
more
that's nice. That makes it easy.
Um,
And thank you very much for helping me walk through this process.
Ken, have you seen the findings and facts?
Yes, I have.
He
Okay.
has a
You have
paper
the
copy.
I have a
there.
copy in front of
Does
me.
anybody
let-
have any questions for Ken?
Or any advice? Anybody wants to buy it?
Anybody want to buy a piece of land?
Now that they
Anybody
know
wanna be
there's a
Ken-
sewer line on it.
Ken's neighbor. Great. I'll just read through like I've done and you say true or false.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want to ask for public comment?
Oh, anybody else have any comments? Anybody online, Hillary? Okay. So number 1, the development will not result in undue water or air pollution.
True.
Number 2, sufficient water is available for the foreseeable needs of the development.
True.
Number 3, will not cause unreasonable soil erosion or reduction in the capacity of the land to hold water.
True.
Number 4, the development will not cause unreasonable highway or public road congestion.
True.
Number 5, the development will provide for adequate solid waste disposal.
True.
Number 6, the development will not cause an unreasonable burden on the ability of the municipality to dispose of sewage.
True.
Number 7, the development will not have undue adverse effects on the scenic or natural beauty of the area.
True.
Development is in conformance with zoning.
True.
The developer has adequate financial and technical capacity to meet the above stated standards.
True.
And the conditions are just to register that easement at the Registry of Deeds. Anything else? Okay. I will entertain a motion to accept the findings and facts.
Motion to accept the findings and facts, please.
As presented.
I'll second.
Okay, we'll do a roll call. Tom?
Yes.
I am a yes. Cassie?
Yes.
April?
Yes.
Hillary?
Yes.
Bruce?
Yes.
And Matt?
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Do we get to sign this so I could send
Yes, so is that one? Is the plan over there?
No, you need to make revisions to that plan, so they can sign it once you've look at the conditions there.
Oh, so the conditions have to be on that plan?
On the plan?
Well, it's asking you to show, you see you've removed the line for the easement. There was on the earlier version, there was a dotted line that showed, do you want to read the condition out loud?
Sure.
There are actually two.
This is the same design that I have.
Right, but the earlier one shows the city engineer and the director of the sewer district wanted you to show the dotted line that shows the 15-foot wide easement. I'll show you the difference between your two plans, if you want to do that.
So you're saying,
Wrong one.
so what's the process of getting the sign? So,
We just go into Ann's office and sign it.
oh, I see.
Yep.
Once you get it revised,
Okay.
then you bring it to me, and I will have them sign it, and then you take it to the registry.
Okay. So I'll see you this week and you can show me that.
Okay.
Should be, written to do that. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, we'll just go in and sign it and you pick it up from her.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
You don't have to come back.
Okay. No, I would love to.
It's riveting, I know. Thank you. Have a good evening. And number 7, Elm Plaza Corporation is requesting a review for Town Fair Tire at 10 Elm Plaza in accordance with section 4.34 automobile businesses of the zoning ordinance. Welcome. I can unshare.
Well, is Jeff not in the audience?
Nope. You can all see my Duolingo.
Because Jeff
floor.
was going to share his screen, I thought. Jeff Allen?
Oh, there he is.
Okay, awesome.
So
Good evening, everyone. Yeah, I can share my screen here. Great to see you all again. Here's the screen that I'd like to share. This is Town Fair Tire, or it's going to be Town Fair Tire. It's currently the Olympia Sports up by Maurice's in the Elm Plaza. And Town Fair Tire wants to move in there. And because it's an automobile business, because they sell car tires and car rims, they're required by the planning board to come to, or required by the ordinances to come to the planning board and get your approval. So I can go through and sort of explain how they're going to change the building. if you want to do that, and what, what their intents are.
Yeah, I think just a general overview is fine, Jeff. You don't have to, if we have
Okay,
further
yeah.
questions, that's fine too, but.
Yeah, if they were selling bicycle tires, we wouldn't be here, but this is an automobile, so that's
Selling
different.
the wrong tires.
Yeah, so they're adding some service bays on the back of the building here. This is the side of the building that's facing Champions. They'll be adding, I believe it's 4 or 5 service bay doors there, and a couple pedestrian doors to go in the side. They're going to reuse the parking that's on the side of the building. And in the back of the building, they're having, they're going to relocate the dumpster. Right now, if you go out there, the dumpster is located right in behind the building here. The new dumpster location is going to be over on the side of the parking lot, at least 20 feet from the building. That's what the fire department requires. They're also going to have a small storage shed out there for used tires. So when somebody comes in and gets a new set of tires, their old tires, they'll be put out here and then they'll be stored temporarily and then go to be recycled. That's pretty much it. They have a standard site plan here that this is what the front of the building looks like, with big town fair labeling. This is the existing Maurice's next door. This is the side of the building where they're adding a couple pedestrian doors, and then the back of the building with a total of 6 new service bays. So you buy a set of tires, you'd be able to pull in and have your tires installed and balanced and everything like that inside the building. That's pretty much it. It's nothing really exciting happening.
Great. Any
Couple
questions? Bruce?
Yeah. I guess somebody may bring this up, but the timing of this, Jeff, I know a lot of people have contacted me already and said they're excited and they'd love to see this in the fall when they go to put their winter tires back on.
I would imagine, sir, that they would have it ready by the fall. Most of the changes are pretty simple. They've got a bunch of, reconstruction to do inside, but I believe this should be done by time to mount your fall tires.
Great. And I saw in back, I took a ride up the wall, there's like some propane tanks and stuff like that. That's not going to be an issue, I guess. Obviously.
I'm sorry, what did you see up there?
Propane tanks.
Actually, they're taking the propane out, and there's going to be natural gas run to the building. So the propane tanks that are in back of the building here somewhere are going away in favor of natural gas. So it's the back of the building right now is just, it's not used, and it's collected a bunch of debris over time. And now that's going to be, an area where they'll need to bring vehicles back and forth into the building. So we're bringing it into compliance with moving things away from the back of the store.
Right. I figured something would have to be done. That makes a lot of sense. And I think, when I looked at the area, it looks like it's going to be a great fit for this area. And thank you for bringing this forward.
Matthew?
Hey, Jeff, just pretty simple question for you. I would assume you have some cars that are parked there overnight or for a few days. The spots along the building that are kind of accentuated, is that kind of going to be designated parking for those vehicles?
I believe so, yes. So they'll be right adjacent to the building. That way they can have some security lighting and stuff out there. That is the other change they're making, is adding some additional lights, emergency lights and security lights out there for people going back and forth into the building. I would imagine if there are vehicles that stay there overnight, they would be parked here.
Okay, thank you.
Do you want to speak to that too?
Yeah, I'm John Wipachowski from Town Fair Tire, and we don't leave cars overnight. The cars are brought in, the tires are changed, and they're taken away. So we don't have any overnight storage of vehicles.
Understood. Thank you.
Any other questions? Okay,
Will they have to come back to us?
no,
Yes.
I don't think so, do they? Yeah, we're just doing the findings and facts, and then they,
Wonderful. Wow, we make it easy once in a while.
Yeah, and you can sign right here.
I'll come down
and do you have
within the
the
next
form?
day or two.
Jeff, do you have the findings and facts form?
I do.
Jeez. Okay,
Oh, well, let me,
switch. Okay. Number 1, the development will not result in undue water or air pollution on or off site.
True.
Number 2, sufficient water available for the reasonable foreseeable needs of the development.
True.
Number 3, will not cause unreasonable soil erosion or reduction in the capacity of land to hold water.
True.
Number 4, the development will not cause unreasonable highway or public road congestion.
True.
Number 5, the development will provide for adequate solid waste disposal.
True.
Number 6, the development will not cause an unreasonable burden on the municipality to dispose of sewage.
True.
Number 7, the development will not have an undue adverse effect on scenic or natural beauty.
True.
Number 8, the development is in conformance with zoning.
True.
And number 9, the developer has adequate financial and technical capacity.
Yes, that's true.
And then there's a list of conditions, Jeff, the water.
Right, I think the water, they need to get the sprinkler changed over, and that's also in the fire department. But yeah, that's all, I think, standard conditions that you discussed earlier with Walmart, or
Yep.
yeah, I believe it was Walmart.
Yeah, the fire master box tied to the fire department, the Knox box, all of that. Are you all set with all of that?
Yes, that's pretty standard.
Okay. Any further comments? Okay, hearing none, I will entertain a motion to accept the Town Fair tire.
I'll make a motion to accept.
Okay, Matt, motion. Do I have a second?
was it
Oh,
Bruce?
Bruce.
Second.
Okay. And we'll do a roll call. Tom?
Yes.
I'm a yes. Cassie?
Yes.
April?
Yes.
Hillary?
Yes.
Bruce?
Yes.
And Matt?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you very much, folks.
I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Thank you. Motion to adjourn.
Before you all leave, would you sign the plans?
Yeah.